Let's make a book cover where the text and the graphics interweave. So it involves using a lot of layers. So let's go to Canva. Canva homepage, click create, and let's do book cover. Now there is an ebook cover template already in Canva. I usually prefer to use a slightly different size, 1600 by 2560. The other size works as well. This is just a little bit taller, so it works quite well for Kindle. If you're new here, this is Canva Tips for Authors. I'm Jeevani Charika, or Rhoda Baxter. I'm an author who learned how to use Canva, and now I'm passing the knowledge on to you. So normally we talk about book marketing. Today we're going to talk about book covers, because whenever I ask you guys what you want to hear about, you always say book covers. So some book covers have this kind of interesting layered effect. This is the one that we're going to be making, but as you can see, it looks like lots and lots of layers of paper. So let's see how we can do that. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need a background. So let's get the background, something nice and plain. Let's make it black. And then we're going to need a doorway. So when I looked in the graphics for doorways, there's quite a lot. Most of them have a little crown, which means you need Canva Pro. What we're looking for is a cutout doorway like this, where you can put whatever you want in the middle. So there are a few options. You have to scroll through. There are more options if you have Pro. If you want to try Canva Pro for free for 30 days, there is a link in the description. But we are looking for things that are free. And there's quite a few, actually. I'm going to find the one that I used before, which is this one. All right. So we're going to make it nice and big. So it needs to be big enough that it takes up a sizable amount of the page. Okay, so that's quite good. And then what I did was I adjusted the brightness down a bit. Okay, so that's our first layer. So for the next layer, we are going to duplicate it. So either Control D or duplicate. We're going to make it a tiny bit smaller. And we are going to change the color of it. Now you can go through and change these, but I'm going to try something else, which is you go to Duotone and we're going to go to custom. Right. So let's go with here. And we wanted it to be a fairly dark blue. So we're going to take that and change it to the same blue. Okay. Then we're going to go take that, duplicate that, make it smaller, line it up. Okay, lighter blue. Go to Duotone again and find a lighter blue. And then make that the same color so that you make it monochrome, essentially. Let's do that a few more times. All right, so now we've got several layers of doorway. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to edit and we are going to go to shadows and we're going to put a drop shadow around each of our doorways, which is going to change the size of it. But anyway, drop shadow, drop shadow, drop shadow, and our main picture as well, give it a drop shadow. Okay. Now these are all the wrong way around. We want the smallest one at the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, click on layers, show layers. And now we're going to move them around. So we're going to put this one right at the top, then this one, then this one, and then this one. And as you can see, you now have several layers. Now the next bit is fiddling around to get it to line up. But you want the blue, the layers to get closer together the further back you go. So I'm going to go do some fiddling around and I will be right back. Okay, now in the image we had a sort of yellow light coming through, so we're going to hit R to get a rectangle, and then we're going to find a really pale yellow. Let's get that, and then let's edit that color to make it much, much paler. And that goes in the background. And we're going to find that needs to be enough to cover that black space there. Right. We're going to go back to our layers, position, all the way around to the back. Okay. So we have lots of doorways now. This is still too bright, so let's get this adjusted to be a little bit darker still. There we go. Okay. And now we want a foreground. So we're going to hit R for rectangle again. And we're going to make it this sort of dark burgundy color, which is quite a nice color actually. And we're going to line it up with the front doorway there. You can just pull the handles to adjust the size and shape of your rectangle. Okay. Let's make that a bit darker. Okay. And we wanted a ray of light being cast, so we go to Elements, Shapes, and I think I used that one, so that's in polygons. It's upside down, so let's turn it over till it says 180, and then we make it bigger until it is the right shape. Okay, and this is a ray of light, and it will fade the closer it gets to the foreground. So let's make it a gradient. Doesn't really matter what color gradient, but let's go for that. Let's move it so that the yellow is on the top, and add a few more colors. So we're going to fade that to 100% and that to about 50% maybe. And then these are going to be somewhere in between. So maybe this is about 40% and this is about 30%. And then this can be, I don't know, 10%. Just there we go. And then once you've got this kind of gradient ready, you can just change the transparency to get it to be even more faded if you want it. Okay. Right, and then we had a lady, didn't we? So I looked up elements because of the shape of this doorway. I thought a lady in a sari might work. So we got lady in a sari. Set her down. We want it to be set right at the back. Shift and down one. There we go. Right, now we want her to be in a silhouette. So we could go and change all of these colors to black, or we could go to Duotone again and do our custom thing and turn our highlights also to black. And then she becomes a silhouette. Right, and then we duplicate her, flip horizontal and vertical, and move her down. Oh, nope, we need to flip horizontal again to get her the right way around, because there we go. Then we can maybe make her a little bit bigger. We have to make sure her feet join up. And because the light is coming from behind her, we need to blur her a little bit. So let's do that. Blur, whole image. There. Okay, that looks okay. If you wanted, you could also put some you could put some dark shadows around the corners as well. Right, and I decided to give it the title "The Ladies in Waiting," so let's do that. But each word has to be on a different line. Ladies, and I used the font, the Seasons. Now the Seasons has a little arrow there, and that tells you that it's got several different weights. We are going to use regular for that one, I think. Then we're going to duplicate it in, duplicate it again, and waiting. Now at the moment these are all the same color, same height, and you can do. Let's make the last one bold, and let's change the colors of them. So that needs to be something light so it stands out, and I'm going to use the yellow that's in there, and that needs to be something dark, so let's use the blue, and that also needs to be something dark. This could be slightly bigger if you wanted. In fact, let's make them all bold. So it's a bit thin, isn't it, otherwise? Okay, and let's copy it again. Write A-N author. Take the size down a bit. That in the tail as well. And you might want to go for one of the other weights of the Seasons, which is maybe regular. Right, now at the moment this is fine, but the text is not going in and out through the graphics. So let's see what we can do about that. I'm going to make this bigger as well. What size are we? 190. Now to do the interweaving bit, we will go to Layers, Show Layers, and we move the word Ladies to just above the blue. And into just above the green, which is fine actually where it is. And the word waiting to just above there. And then if you want to move any of them, you have to go to the Layers panel and find the word and move it. I think they could stand to be bigger because we want the weighting to be hidden a little bit. So, which means that, oh, come on. Which means that the in has to be bigger as well. And then if we wanted to, we can move them around so that they are a bit better integrated in with the graphic. So that's how you make a cover where the text is interwoven with the elements of the graphics. If you'd like me to try and do a different style of book cover, show you how to make it, let me know, pop a note in the comments, and I will see what I can do. If you are an author and you would like to talk to other authors about how to use Canva, come and join the Facebook group. The link is in the description. Okay, I hope you found this useful. If you did, tell all your friends, and I will see you in the next video.